King Charles's latest decision causes friction with Beatrice and Eugenie. Welcome, royal watchers, to Crown Chronicles, your one-stop destination for everything happening inside the gilded walls of Buckingham Palace and beyond. If you love unraveling the real stories behind royal headlines, then don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell, so you never miss a moment of the unfolding royal drama. Because today, we're diving into a growing storm that's sending shockwaves through the House of Windsor, King Charles's latest decision that has reportedly left Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie deeply unsettled. Yes, you heard that right. The York sisters, the beloved daughters of Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson, are once again caught in the crossfire of royal politics. And this time, it's not just about their father's ongoing controversies or questions over their public roles. It's about something much deeper, their place in the modern monarchy. King Charles is carefully reshaping, and the quiet tension this is creating between the king and his nieces. Now, to understand what's going on, we need to rewind just a little. Since ascending the throne, King Charles III has been determined to implement what he calls a streamlined monarchy. In simple terms, he wants fewer working royals, reduced taxpayer spending, and a tighter focus on the core line of succession: himself, Queen Camilla, the Prince and Princess of Wales, and their children. Sounds practical, right? But behind that polished royal logic lies a growing sense of exclusion for others, especially Beatrice and Eugenie, who've always believed they had a meaningful role to play in serving the crown. For years, the York sisters have balanced their royal duties with private careers. Princess Beatrice works in finance and technology, while Princess Eugenie has carved her niche in the art world and philanthropy. Yet despite their efforts, both have consistently been on the fringes of the firm. They attend key royal events, Trooping the Colour, Christmas at Sandringham, and certain family gatherings, but when it comes to official engagements, invitations, and public recognition, the spotlight rarely lands on them. And now, according to palace insiders, King Charles's latest move might push them even further into the shadows. Sources suggest that the king has decided to formally limit which members of the royal family can represent the crown in an official capacity, effectively cutting off Beatrice and Eugenie from future royal engagements or potential funding that could support such duties. To make matters more personal, the king reportedly made this decision without extensive consultation with the sisters or their mother, Sarah Ferguson. And while Charles's reasoning might seem practical, focusing on the core royal players, the emotional impact on Beatrice and Eugenie has been significant. After all, they grew up believing they were part of something greater, a family with duties, traditions, and responsibilities to the people. According to a close friend quoted in a recent report, the sisters feel sidelined. They've always supported their father privately, but they've also worked hard to prove themselves as modern, responsible royals. This decision makes them feel like they don't belong. It's no secret that King Charles has been walking a tightrope when it comes to managing public perception. Between Prince Andrew's disgrace, Prince Harry's estrangement, and ongoing concerns about public spending, the king is focused on keeping the monarchy lean and respectable. But that very focus may be creating quiet resentment among those who feel left behind. Beatrice, for example, has always been considered one of the most loyal family members, attending key events with grace and never stepping out of line publicly. She was even entrusted to read a passage at the late Queen Elizabeth II funeral, a moment that deeply touched the nation. Eugenie, on the other hand, has been admired for her candid honesty, especially regarding social issues and her advocacy for anti-slavery charities. Both sisters, by all accounts, want to contribute more. Yet time and again, they find the palace doors politely, but firmly, closed, one palace insider reportedly said. Charles doesn't want to repeat the mistakes of the past, where too many royals were on the payroll without clear purpose. But in doing so, he risks alienating family members who genuinely care about their duties. And that's exactly where the friction lies. The king's mission to modernize the monarchy is colliding with the personal desires of two young women who simply want to serve their country, and perhaps, restore their family's reputation in the process. Now, the tension isn't limited to formal roles alone. There are whispers that the York sisters are also feeling the financial pressure. While they live comfortably thanks to private funds and family support, royal duties, such as travel, Events and charitable patronages can be costly. Without backing from the royal purse or official titles, maintaining that delicate royal presence becomes increasingly challenging. Behind closed doors, insiders claim that Beatrice and Eugenie have quietly reached out to their uncle to express their disappointment, hoping for some middle ground. But the king, ever the pragmatist, reportedly held firm. He believes the monarchy's future depends on clarity, not confusion over who represents the crown and who doesn't. Still, it's hard to ignore the emotional undertone here. The sisters have always shared a close bond with their late grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, who was said to have had a soft spot for them. She often invited them to Balmoral, encouraged their causes, and treated them with warmth that only a grandmother could give. Under her reign, Beatrice and Eugenie were visible, included, and embraced. Under Charles, however, things have shifted, and the contrast hasn't gone unnoticed. Adding to the complexity is Prince Andrew himself. Though stripped of his royal duties and titles following his scandals, his continued presence at royal events remains controversial. Every time he appears, headlines flare up, and the York sisters are inevitably dragged into the narrative. They love their father dearly, but they've worked tirelessly to separate their identities from his mistakes. Charles's decision, in their eyes, only reinforces the perception that they're being punished for sins they didn't commit. Eugenie once said in an interview, "We are real, we are human, and we do our best to support the family." And that authenticity has made her and Beatrice quietly beloved among royal fans. Many argue that excluding them is a missed opportunity. After all, they represent a more relatable, modern side of royalty, working mothers, career women, and compassionate advocates. Public reaction has been divided. Some support the king's determination to cut costs and modernize. Others believe he's alienating the very members who could bring fresh life to a centuries-old institution. Social media has been buzzing, with fans expressing sympathy for the sisters and questioning whether the royal family is once again letting politics overshadow humanity. And as if the timing couldn't be more delicate, the king's decision comes just as the royal family prepares for another season of high-profile engagements, where appearances matter more than ever. Beatrice and Eugenie are expected to attend, but will their smiles hide the tension? Or will subtle signs of strain be visible for the world to see? At the heart of this story lies a painful truth: family and duty rarely coexist peacefully in the royal world. King Charles is trying to future-proof the monarchy, but in doing so, he may be unintentionally creating emotional cracks that could widen over time. Beatrice and Eugenie, loyal yet sidelined, find themselves once again at the mercy of royal politics, the kind that doesn't play out in public statements, but in quiet, telling gestures behind palace walls. So as we look ahead, one question lingers: can King Charles maintain his vision of a slimmed-down monarchy without breaking the family bonds that hold it together? And will Beatrice and Eugenie ever get the chance to fully step into the royal roles they've long dreamed of? Only time, and perhaps a little royal reconciliation, will tell. Thank you for watching Crown Chronicles, where we bring you the real stories behind the royal smiles. If you enjoyed today's deep dive, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Your support keeps our royal stories coming, and there's plenty more palace intrigue ahead. Until next time, stay tuned, stay curious, and as always, keep your crowns polished.